Islam Hotep family, you know what it is. Meal to God, aka the Black Mufti, Young Sunni Ali, tapping in with some game for free. About to put the black community up on $1 billion game for free. Dropping some knowledge, wisdom, and overstanding on the community today. Always dropping knowledge, wisdom, and overstanding like only I can do in the city of Cleveland. Not too many people in the city of Cleveland who could drop the type of knowledge I drop because niggas just don't know. Always remember before I get into the information, if you want to get that business credit information, you want to get that business credit popping, you want to get them right there, you want to get some real business credit cards going, hit me up, 877-725-9016, 877-725-9016. I can show you how to get fintech credit cards. I can show you how to get corporate business credit cards. I can show you how to get store business credit cards. And I can show you how to get, Walmart and gas cards. I can show you how to get all of that. Corporate, business, store, gas cards, got the Walmart popping off. I can show you how to get business credit. 877-725-9016, $75. I get you straight on that consultation fee. I'll show you how to do it yourself. Now, I wanted to get into a little information today. I want to drop some knowledge for really, particularly for my brothers today, but some information my sisters can use too. Now, for my brothers, if you out there and you dealing with child support, I'm about to give you some real information on how to hide your money. We call it minimum contacts. It ain't even called hide your money. This is legal documentation on how to set up your organization where you can have minimum contacts, which means you won't have to pay child support. Or, you know what I'm saying, even for my sisters out there, if you're dealing with Social Security, or brothers, sisters who got Social Security, who bringing in income, I'm going to show you how you can set up your income through documentation to have minimum contacts. Wealthy people use they use a phrase called own nothing, control everything. Own nothing, control everything. Always remember that. That's how we want to proceed in commerce. That's how we want to do commerce. We want to own nothing, control everything. So if you want to have control, but you don't want your name attached to it, so them child support people can't come knocking like, hey, you owe us some money. We about to garnish your wages. We about to garnish your bank account. I'm gonna show you how to set it up where they can't garnish your bank account. I'm about to show you how to set it up where Social Security you can have bread in the bank, and Social Security can't hit you up and be like, hey, we about to garnish your Social Security check. You know why? Because the way you set up. If you set up commercially the proper type of way, if you set your estate up the proper type of way, they can't garnish you. And I'm about to show you why. Now, a lot of my people out there are familiar with LLCs. LLC is like, throughout the black community, that's really like the standard way to go about doing business is LLC, limited liability. And LLCs are cool. LLCs is cool. I got an LLC. That's cool. But I'm about to show y'all, I'm about to put y'all up on some real game. Like some shit that most black people don't know. I've only met 2 or 3 black people in my life that know what I'm about to tell. What I'm about to tell the whole Instagram world and the whole social media black world right now. Bam. My conscious people know. Well, my commercially conscious people know. So, bam, let's get right to it. If you have a organization or a business, or you don't even have to have a business, you just got some bread and you trying to protect your assets, protect your money, protect your cash flow, protect your Federal Reserve notes. This is how you want to proceed through commerce, and this is how you want to set your estate up to have minimum contacts from like child support, Ohio Job and Family Service, SSI, Social Security, all these different people. It's something called an unincorporated trust. Now, and this is for my people in Ohio. If you are in Ohio, you can go on go to ohio.gov and search for unincorporated trust. First you want to go to the section where they do the business applications. You want to go on ohio.gov. You want to find the business section. You want to look for business applications. Once you find business applications, you want to look for unincorporated trust. So you're going to fill out the application for unincorporated trust. whatever name you want to call your organization, or if you have an organization, or if you have a business, you're going to make that unincorporated trust the name of your business. Now, once you do the application, you're going to get this back. You're going to get something like this back from Ohio Secretary of State that says you have an unincorporated trust. Now, once you have this unincorporated trust, there's going to be a filing number on the trust right there. That's a filing number right there. That filing number is going to be up under where it says Ohio Secretary of State, Frank LaRose. There's going to be a filing number right there. Frank LaRose isn't the Secretary of State anymore, but he was when I filed my unincorporated trust. Now, that filing number is going to be very important. Remember I said you're going to have a filing number. Next thing you're going to do once you file this unincorporated trust, and you're going to want to read up on unincorporated trust laws. I don't have time to explain that on the video, but trust me on this. You want to file an unincorporated trust. Unincorporated trust is a non-for-profit organization. That means you're set up to generate commercial activity, but you're a non-for-profit in the eyes of Big Brother. So, this is not 501c3. Most people who do non-for-profits don't even know about an unincorporated trust. They only know about 501c3s. But the unincorporated trust is very powerful, and I'm about to show you why. After you do this unincorporated trust, right, I want you to go on Ohio. You're going to go stay on ohio.gov, and you're going to find an application for trade name. You're going to file an application for a trade name. Now, when you register a trade name in Ohio, it's the same thing as a DBA. Trade name, DBA, is pretty much the same thing in the state of Ohio. The doing business as is the same thing as a trade name application. It's the same thing. So for the people that don't understand the language, the business language legalese of trade name is basically a DBA. So I want you to go do the trade name application. You're gonna take the trade name application and you're gonna use a different name for that. Now, I like to use my name. You can use your name if you want to. You can actually use your name and you could trademark your name. Well, not trademark, trade name your name as a DBA. So you'll be doing business as. When you do the DBA, that application is going to look like this. It's going to look like this when you get it back. But this is what I want you to do when you fill out the application. When you do the trade name application, this is a very, very important step. There's a number, that entity classification number, that right here that I talked about earlier, that's up under Ohio Secretary of State, the state certificate name on that unincorporated trust, that entity classification number. When you do the trade name application, there's going to be a little box on the trade name application. And most people, when they're doing these applications, they're absolutely clueless to this, especially black people. You're going to, when you do the application, you're going to put the entity classification number in that box on the application. Remember, this is the most important thing I'm saying on this video. You're going to put that entity classification number on the trade name application. You're going to put that number in the entity classification number box. You're not going to put your name on the application. When they ask you the owner, it's not even going to say owner, it's going to say registered name on the application. When they ask you the registered name on the application, you don't put your name. You put the unincorporated trust entity classification number. It's going to be a box on the application that says registered name, and up under that box it'll say entity classification number. You're not going to put your name as the registrant. You're going to put the entity classification number as that registrant. Why are you going to put the entity classification number? Because you don't own the DBA. The unincorporated association owns the DBA. You don't own the DBA. The unincorporated association owns the DBA. Why is that important? I'm going to tell you why. Because what you're going to do next, once you finish that application and you get your trade name application back, or you get your trade name registration back, you're going to go to the bank, right? And you're going to open up a bank account in that. You're going to open up a bank account in the name of the DBA. Now, I'm assuming you already have an EIN number, right? If you don't have an EIN number already for a business, I'm assuming you already got a business. But if you don't have a business, you're going to go get an EIN number for the DBA. In the name of the company that you name the DBA, you're going to go get an EIN number for the DBA. You're also going to get an EIN number for the unincorporated association. But this is what I want you to do. When you go to the bank and open up the DBA account, you're going to open up that account, right? That DBA is going to be owned by the unincorporated association. So essentially, because I don't have time, it's so much I want to explain about this, but I'm trying to, make this I'm trying to make it timely for social media purposes. So I'm gonna have to come back and do a second video and break this down a little bit more, because it's a lot more information that I'm looking at the timer right now. I just got a text and I'm looking at the timer, so I know that I'm not gonna have time to break all this down on this particular video, but I'm gonna come back and I'm gonna double back on it, right? When you do the DBA though, right? When you go to the bank and you open up the DBA account, you're gonna open up a DBA account, right? Now, what happens is, the way it's set up commercially with the state is the DBA is owned by this unincorporated association. Now, under Ohio law, right, business law, commercial law, right, a unincorporated association is a non-profit organization, which means the finances, the way the nonprofit is financed, you can't garnish the wages of a nonprofit association. You can't. That money cannot be touched. That's Ohio law. That's commercial law. That's federal law, but it's definitely Ohio law, right? So if you got an unincorporated association, right, this DBA account, right, is going to be owned by that unincorporated association. So say you get a letter from SSI, right? Let's just say you get a letter from SSI, right? It's a law. This is actually an affidavit that I put together for SSI. And what you would do is you would challenge SSI, or you would correct SSI by letting them know about Ohio section 1917 D4A. 1917 D4A. That's Ohio subsection law that says an unincorporated association or trust, because an unincorporated association basically is a trust, but that's a whole nother subject on how you go about setting up a trust. But basically what that is, informing the public that the state or any organization can't garnish the wages of a trust or unincorporated association. So you'll be set up as a non-profit unincorporated association, which is essentially is a business trust. That's a whole nother subject. Well, it's not a whole nother subject, but it's a lot more information that need to go with that. But I'm just making this short and simple for people who just, need to protect they cash flow, need to protect their assets real quick. You would set up an unincorporated association. If you're dealing with child support, right? If they send you that letter, say they want to garnish your wages, you send them back a letter saying, I don't have income. My income is owned by a nonprofit. It's all the income that I generate is in the name of a nonprofit organization. It's not in your name. So essentially what you're doing with this DBA is the DBA will be owned by a trust, and then you take the DBA, you open up a DBA account. That account is not owned by you. So if child support, if SSI, whoever try to come after whatever assets that you have in that account, whatever liquid is in that account, right? Liquid assets is basically cash. They can't touch it because it's protected under Ohio law. It's not yours. You don't own it. Remember in the beginning I said, own nothing, control everything. You control the account, but you don't own it. The trust owns it. The unincorporated association owns it. So that's quick game right there. Game for free. Remember, 1917 D4A. That is the law, Ohio law, dealing with SSI. That they can't garnish a trust. SSI cannot garnish a trust. You could have $1 million in that account, and if it's in the name of a trust, SSI can't touch it. Child support can't touch it. Anybody, it's not your money. It's the trust money. That's Meal the Guy. If you want more information, you can hit me up for a consultation at 877-725-9016. Consultations are $75. Hotel.